Okay, let's run.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks!
What are you?
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to And I Quote. This is the weekly show where we introduce you to some of the best creators from all over the world, and we find out more about them by taking your questions. I am your host, Ryan of And I Quote channel, and our guests, that's right, you heard me say that right, plural, more than one, for the first time ever in the history of this great program. We're about to have a happily married couple on set for the very first time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And if it's not the first, it might be the second or the third. My memory is so kind of shoddy and kind of out there. I may be losing my mind, Ana and Chris. I'm not sure. But please welcome Ana and Chris to the stage. Welcome, you two fine-looking people. How are we today?
Hi.
Excellent. How are you?
Good.
Oh, we're fine. We're all fine
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're quite welcome, and it's good to have you here. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you? That's a Star Wars quote. And if you're joining us live on the replay, thank you for doing that. And do not forget to like and share this episode with all of your closest friends. And if you have any questions for our guests, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Be more than happy to take those as they come in, respectively. So with that piece of business put together and out of the way, Ana and Chris, I'm just curious, what were some of your favorite TV series growing up?
Ooh.
No. I mean, my favorites were definitely Scrubs, How I Met Your Mother, Golden Girls, and MASH.
Growing up as in what, a child or like what age?
Well, you can go past or present. Doesn't matter to me.
Oh, I like Degrassi, SpongeBob, Hey Arnold, the Pride Family, stuff like that. Yeah, Disney Channel, Kim Possible. Call me retreat, you don't retreat yet.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And good title too. By the way, Hey Arnold, move it, football head. Anyway, that was a funny show. That had its moments for sure. There's no question. What were some of your favorite movies, whether you were growing up or some of your favorite movies now for the both of you? What do you think?
My absolute favorite is It's a Wonderful World. Definitely. I always watch that all the time.
Oh yeah, he loves that movie.
Mm-hmm.
We like to watch K-dramas. So that one, Train to Busan.
Oh yeah, Train to Busan's another one of our favorites.
Good.
I love The Rundown. That was back in the day. That was a great movie for me.
Yes.
Yeah, good picks. Good picks. Yeah, Rock and Arnold passing the torch on to Rock by saying to him in that nightclub scene, "Have fun." And then he just walks by him. Remember that? Did you catch that? It was a blink and you miss a cameo by Arnold, basically passing the torch on to Rock as the new action star of the millennia. Isn't that cool, Chris?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Yeah, Rundown was fun. I actually liked Walking Tall myself. Have you seen Walking Tall?
Yes.
Yeah. Going to town on that casino with a just a piece of cedar. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Just laying the smackdown on Evil's candy ass and including Neil McDonough. Yeah. It was fun times, folks. Fun times.
Following the reference, I'm just here.
You haven't seen that movie?
You haven't seen any of Dwayne The Rock Johnson's movies, Ana?
Oh, nope.
Do you even know who The Rock is?
The Rock.
I was going to say, he's been around for like 30 years.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yes.
I know him.
Okay, all right. Well, you do have some homework to do after this show. Good Lord, who hasn't seen a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie? You got to sit down and watch some of this stuff.
I've seen.
Which one was it?
or the Joanna-me.
You mean Moana? Are you talking about Moana? Do you mean the Disney movie Moana?
Jumanji.
No, Jumanji.
Oh, Jumanji. You mean Jumanji? I was like, Joanna, man, that's a completely different movie with a completely different cast.
Jumanji.
It's called Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, Ana. It's called Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, but yes.
I seen that.
The Rock was in that one, right? Yeah. Boy,
Or the Kevin Hart one, the other Kevin Hart.
All right, we're gonna have to do
Right
some
along.
re-education of Movieology 101 for Anna after this show, fellas.
Movieology.
But
Yes.
Yes. Get me on. Educate me.
oh, you got some homework to do, but nonetheless, Juana Man to Jumanji. How did that happen, Chris? I have no idea. But outside of the crossover between those two movie masterpieces, I guess I don't know if you want to call them that or not, but still, favorite video games, Chris or Anna? Any favorite video games? Or is Chris more so the gamer in this family than you are, Anna?
Yeah, that's definitely me. She does not partake.
You don't speak video gameology? That's okay.
No.
I'm just here to support. More or less.
Oh, fair enough.
Mother Teresa.
No, it's okay. Fair enough. What are some of your favorite games, Chris? You got any titles you want to throw out to the audience?
Yeah, I am a huge Dead by Daylight player. Obviously Call of Duty when we have time. Monster Hunter is my new one. Well, I mean I've been playing it for 12 plus years, but the new one just dropped, so I've been playing that with one of my coworkers. And then Fortnite here and there. That was a bad obsession back then, but I've recovered. So I've put the pause on that one. But those are the main ones.
I will play like The Sims.
Okay.
I'll play a Sims game here and there. Home makeover games.
I tried to get her into
RuneScape.
Tried to get her into Animal Crossings, but did not.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's fun.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's a classic.
On the Wii, if they have like a Wii.
Yeah. With the joystick, the remote control. Yeah.
I'll play that. The Wii for sure.
Nothing wrong with that. Good titles, and they're good exercise too. Wii Sports. Wii Sports is good exercise. For those of you wondering. Yeah. What is it? There's Wii archery. There's sword fighting. There's also bowling when it comes to Wii Sports. That's a fun one. Or tennis.
Right. Yeah.
Tennis is good.
Tennis. Yeah.
Wii tennis. I've played that many times over. That's fun.
That could be dangerous.
It can be if you're swinging the the controller for the Wii the wrong way. You might accidentally whop somebody in the head by accident.
Get tennis elbow, yeah.
Tennis is good. Sword fighting, archery, the whole nine. Bowling has been fun. Yeah, bowling's good. I don't mind bowling, but anyway, good stuff. Okay. So just out of curiosity, I see some Funko Pops in the background. Who are those characters that are featured back there? And then how many Funko Pops do you have in your collection, Chris?
Whoa.
Probably 250 of those things laying around?
No, I have maybe like 15 to 20. But a lot of them have to do with my Dead by Daylight because, I think it's like a cool interpretation, right?
Do you mean interpretation? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, interpretation. Sorry, or inclusion. Because whenever I'm playing the game, or if I'm like streaming or anything like that, if I'm playing a certain killer, I'll put it up because then I'll have them there because I have all the different types of like killers or stuff like that. Or enemies or bad guys that are in movies or video games or TV series that relate to the character I'm playing in the video game.
Oh, that's cool. I get that. All right. Nice Funko Pop collection. That's always a good thing. When did you start video game streaming? When did that happen?
Oh, that happened in 2020, 2021. Yeah, 2020. I was motivated by my beautiful wife.
I think you were doing that before.
No.
Oh, 2020?
Yeah. Before it was just gaming.
Yeah.
And then it changed over to.
You motivated yourself.
So
trying to figure out which piece of the story is my part, honey, and then what's my part.
I'm just here.
You're just here, Anna. I mean, clearly you got some movieology books that you have to read through and study because you've missed out on a lot of these movies that we've witnessed the last 25 years.
I know. I'm just more support for my honey.
It's okay. Listen, behind every great man is a great woman. It's all good. Marriage could be a wonderful thing. And the two pillars, two of the, I'm sure people have heard this expression used before, but two of the many pillars that are used in a successful marriage is communication and compromise. So as long as you have those two things, it's going to be happy matrimony.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, that's what I've learned from my family. So I'll just lay that out there as an example. Communication and compromise, ladies and gentlemen. Use the 2 C's, as one might say. Yeah, communication and compromise. It's how it successful marriages should be able to work. I mean, I can't say this from my personal experience. I can only go off what I've learned from my family, my parents, but one of those things. So what is your favorite thing about being a video game streamer, Chris?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would say getting involved with other different communities and different people, other streamers. Like, that's kind of cool because you meet so many different personalities that it's unique, and it makes playing games by yourself is okay and fun sometimes, but having a goofy group or something like that you can just get on and just have a good time with, always, that makes everything. So that's what it is for me.
No, that's cool. That's cool. What are some of the challenging things about being a video game streamer in terms of, like, is it the scheduling? Is there always not enough time in the day to play a certain game with certain people? Like, what are some of the challenges that go along with being a streamer?
I mean, yeah, you definitely hit the nail on the head on that one, but finding the time to play, because of all the other,
life.
Yeah, all the other life that happens, work and spending time with Ana, just relaxing. That's a big part. And then finding your group, if they're on or not, making sure that their schedule matches up with yours. I mean, and if you're doing like a group activity together, that's another big one. So, and then, you have to still have the passion to play that specific game. And, the hype of the game too, depends on, which game it is. Like if it's not popping, then it's like you lose interest in playing it anymore because no one else is playing it if you're playing in groups. So it's finding that perfect game that you can play for a while and everyone else is down to play, and just keeping that motivation going on that.
Is that FOMO?
Fear of missing out? No, that's like that's like when Fortnite dropped an exclusive skin that they said they were gonna never bring back, and then you're like, oh, I need to get it because it's whatever. Dark times.
Right.
So that is FOMO.
Back that.
Oh, is it?
Not what I was saying.
Is that?
Yeah, that's FOMO because you can't.
Okay.
You have to not miss it.
Maybe. Someone's trying to finish a thought or a sentence, and I'm just playing catch up here, as one might say. There's an expression that was used way back when. I don't know if anyone's familiar with this, but there was an indie film called Pulp Fiction that blew up the box office in 1994.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, you have. Okay, so now we're starting to speak a language here that I think Ana can contribute to this episode of And I Quote, which, by the way, this has been one of the most surprising, revealing episodes of And I Quote I've ever been a part of in my entire career. And if you're enjoying this, I want you to do us a solid favor, which is like and share this with every single one of your friends out there. And if you're joining this live on a replay, welcome and thank you for being with us. And if you have any questions about, Ana's knowledge or lack of knowledge of movieology, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat, and we're more than happy to take this as they come in respectively, because we're all trying to learn from each other here. That's what I try to do with these shows when we're doing this week after week after week after week after week. So, but in Pulp Fiction, Uma Thurman looks at Vincent Vega and says, there was a joke that I said in the pilot episode that I was on, but I don't want to tell you it because I'm too embarrassed. And then Vincent says, just tell me the joke. So she says, there are 3 tomatoes walking around, Mama Tomato, Papa Tomato, and Baby Tomato. They're trying to walk across the street. Baby Tomato's lagging. He's lagging behind. He's struggling to walk across the street. And his father looks at him and he grabs him. He squeezes him and he says, son, catch up. See what I did there? Catch up. Yeah. So you got to learn to catch up on these things, and you got to catch up. Come on. Let's go.
Don't embarrass me on camera.
It's okay. It's all right. Listen, we all learn from each other. And Ana, we love you to pieces. I was going to do this. No, it's okay. Ana, we love you to pieces, and America loves you too. So there's no shame here. There's no shame because we're all learning from each other, right, Chris? That's what we do in society. We learn from each other.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool.
It's
cool. It's cool. We all love you.
I was trying to, ketchup, mustard.
It's okay. All right. Well, just out of, I mean, let me ask you that. Let's ask a hypothetical here. If you and Chris were to walk into a movie theater, what are your favorite movie theater snacks or beverages that you would take with you to a movie that you would get while at the movie theater? What do you think?
Sour Patch Kids.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with that.
Buttery popcorn for me,
Yes.
and the little crunch, the crunch clusters.
Oh yeah,
That's a mandatory thing that I have to have.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Down.
That's cool. That's cool. See, that works. That works. And by the way, I'm a fan of buttery popcorn myself, so I have no
I
problem.
wouldn't mind some popcorn
That's
if you feed it to me.
sure. Popcorn's tradition in a movie theater, right? I mean,
It always is.
That's been around for years and years and years, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Butter my popcorn.
Okay. Popcorn's good. I mean, if it has butter in it, hey, more power to the person who wants to have butter on their popcorn, which is fair enough.
Just a little.
Or just a little. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. That's true. That's very, 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 very true. No question about it. So, just out of curiosity, because you kind of segue into it here, Chris, but I just want to elaborate on this for just a little bit. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to be a video game streamer? What advice would you give to aspiring gamers who want to stream their content?
So for me, I would say find a game that you love and that you have time to put into. Because that'll make it. Because if you're playing a game that you don't like, then what's the point? You're just gonna be unhappy. You're gonna have to put on a fake smile all the time, and that's a lot. Trying to do that. So having a natural, genuine, happy face and smile playing a game that you love that's key. Because if you don't, then it's not worth it. Because it's just too much stress and all that just to try to put on that face just to play a game, just for views or whatever. But yeah, if you find a genuine game, that's the key, honestly. And then just you have to dedicate some time aside. Like you got to make a schedule, because if you don't, it's not gonna work, because you're gonna be coming on here and there. People aren't gonna know when you're coming on or going live, and
that'll show your consistency.
Yeah, consistency is another, like what I just basically said is, you just gotta keep up with that and put the grind out, and then making definitely content, putting content out there, YouTube, Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, and don't be ashamed to ask your family to come watch you. Family and friends.
Community.
You got to start somewhere. So
right.
As long as you have a good family or a close-knit type of friends that'll help out and just sit there and watch you.
Fair enough. Yeah, that works. Did you grow up playing Halo at all? Did you play any Halo on Xbox back in the day?
Yeah, one of my ex-friends, he had an Xbox, and we'd always go over to his house and we'd play Halo together. And then the other one was Unreal Tournament on the computer, if you remember that.
No, sorry, that doesn't ring a bell.
But yeah, we used to play Halo together. It didn't turn out well because all we did was snipe each other all the time.
Oh my, as a certain actor may say on national television once in a while. But no, I got you. All right, well, Halo, I played a lot of that growing up, so that was a lot of fun. Dude, the soundtrack, the score to that stuff.
Oh,
it's so epic. You feel like you're watching a flipping movie.
It was, yeah. It really was good.
Honestly, cinematics on that were great. And I've met the voice actors too. I've met Steve Downs and Jen Taylor, who were Cortana and Master Chief respectively. So they're great people. They're very, very good to me. Steve Downs, very, very good to me. So, I mean, it's Master Chief, mother effer. So, I mean, the guy's a badass, as Jules says in Pulp Fiction, badass mother effer. So it's just, it works. It works. Great cinematics, great score, great story mode too. With all due respect. Just out of curiosity, did you play a lot of GoldenEye on N64 back in the day?
Oof, yes. That was That was clutch.
That was our jam, son.
Yes.
That was the jam right there. Yeah. That's the cream that rises to the top. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I tried doing it. What was it? I think it was. Yeah, I pulled out my GameCube and there's an old version on it because you know how they have the or no, it's on the Switch.
Yeah, it's
no,
on the Switch. Was it GameCube or the Switch? Which one was it?
I know there's a new version where you can go back and play it, but I tried and
darn it.
I think it's the Switch where you can go. They have the little app where you can go to the 64.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you can go to the old games that they're incorporating.
Yeah.
And I tried playing it, and the graphics just give me a headache now. I can't do it anymore. It was so much fun back in the day, but man, because me and my brother and my two best friends that lived across the street would always get together and connect all 4 controllers and just play. I love playing Top Hat, throwing his hat around. Remember?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That extra weapon instead of the guns if you run out. Insta kill.
Insta kill, yeah. Mm-hmm. Invincibility.
Yeah.
I ran over to my friend's house. He lived at the end of the block where I was living at the time because we lived in a cul-de-sac back then. This was a cul-de-sac. It was one of those, yeah. So I ran over to his house. It's like, dude, let's play some GoldenEye. Let's go, because that's pretty much in the beginning of our friendship. That was what I just came over to his house for. I didn't really come to hang out with him or whatever. I'm like, dude, let's just play GoldenEye. Let's go, son. Because I wasn't allowed to have certain games that my other friends had. So I had to run over to their house and play all these different games, right? So GoldenEye was one of them. Mario Kart was the other. Super Mario 64 was another one. And the dogs just heard that, and that means that their ears just perked up when I said Super Mario 64. So you're welcome, doggies, but in the words of the songs that always rings in our ears, who let the dogs out? So anyway, it's cool. It happens. It happens. Yes, we heard you. We heard you the first time, Junior. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's called family. It's called dogs. They're family. There's dogs and cats living together with mass hysteria. It's fine. That's a movie reference to Ghostbusters, in case you were wondering. But anyway, but yeah, it was GoldenEye, Super Mario. What else? Did you ever play Genesis? Did you ever play Sonic? I'm assuming you played Sonic a lot.
No, I did not. I never had a Genesis.
You missed
that.
out, man.
Yeah, I didn't have that at all. The earliest I had, so my mom used to have the Nintendo, and then we had Super Nintendo, and then we jumped up to, what was it, N64, and then we traded that in. I'm so mad because we traded in the Donkey Kong Special, the green one, the clear green one, with the yellow cartridge for Donkey Kong. We traded that in for a PlayStation 2. I wish I would have known I kept that because they're so expensive nowadays. But we went to a PlayStation 2, and then, so I never got the chance to play Sega at all. So I kind of skipped that. I kind of stayed in the Nintendo, Sony area.
Doggone it. You missed out on the iconic phrase, Sega, which is said at the beginning of every game. By the way, Addie is in the chat. She says, Sonic is absolutely awesome. Oh, yeah. Super Nintendo rocks. Donkey Kong. So, yeah, Addie is a massive Donkey Kong fan, and she loves Super Nintendo. So SNES, more specifically, is what she was referring to. So well done, Addie. Well done. Thanks for being with us, by the way. If you have any questions for our lovely couple that learns from each other as we go along in this show, let us know in the comments of the chat. Do not forget to like and share this. And if you're joining this live for what is known as a replay, thank you so much for doing so.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. It's great. Did you have Game Boy or Game Gear? Did anybody here have a Game Boy or a Game Gear back in the day? Anybody here?
Yes, I did.
We had a Game Boy.
I've had all.
Did you?
I think my brother had a Game Boy.
Had a Game Boy. Okay. Was it the regular Game Boy, or is this where it turned into Game Boy Color a few years later?
The box.
It was the box. It was the
Yeah, the box.
It's like either gray or green.
Yeah.
Was it gray?
It was a gray one.
Yeah.
And you put the little
thing in the cartridge on the
cartridge. Yeah, I remember.
She's right.
We used to pay the.
What?
What did you used to pay? What was it?
The Mortal Kombat.
Oh. I grew up on Mortal Kombat, man. I played that on Sega Genesis, and I think it was featured on Super Nintendo. So let's not forget about that, Anna. It was featured on Super Nintendo back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, who was your favorite character to play in Mortal Kombat, Anna? Who was your favorite character?
Katana.
Princess Kitana. It's the most deadly adversary. And she's over 10,000 years old.
She
I
would
didn't
wear
know
all
this.
black and have the sexy outfit.
With the fan, well, let's not forget about the fans, Anna. Remember the fans that would come out of her, and she would, cut people down with the fans. You remember that?
Yep, I love her. She's so iconic.
Did you see her appearance?
I would dress up as her, Chris. If you ever want me to
Halloween?
I would dress up as Katana.
Halloween, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
So if you go with Katana, what does that make Chris? Does that make Chris Johnny Cage?
I don't know.
Does it?
I didn't really play Mortal Kombat that much. I'm not
My
really
brother
good.
loved that game.
I love it.
I'm not good at fighting games, so I stay away from fighting games.
Oh. Okay. Well, do you okay. Well, let me ask you this. Did you ever play any racing games like Need for Speed, or what was the other one? There was a Need for Speed, there was Cruising USA. That was a popular game back in its time.
The only game that I enjoyed playing was Hot Pursuit. That was because you can crash stuff.
Yes. No, I played that. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, I think it was called. Yeah. That was a good one. That was one of my favorite what do you call it? Iterations or versions of the game, I think is the right word.
Yeah.
That was fun. I like racing games because I grew up watching movies that were called The Fast and the Furious.
Oh, yeah.
So have you seen The Fast and the Furious, the both of you? Have you seen that franchise at all?
Yes.
I've watched the first couple.
First one.
Yeah, like the first two, and then there was a lot.
Kind of goes off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. The original is, one of the best.
It's a
classic. It's the classic.
Mm-hmm. Did you know the director of the movie makes a cameo as the pizza delivery guy who's trying to get through the circle of cars in the very beginning of the film? And he says, it's a Pizza Hut guy. And he says, what the hell is going on around here? Street's closed, pizza boy. Find another way home. Damn street racers. That was him. That was the director of the film.
I might have to go back and watch that now.
Yeah, he makes a cameo. His name's Rob Cohen, was the director of the original Fast and Furious movie. He makes a cameo as a pizza delivery guy.
Mm-hmm. That's
good
knowledge.
True story. Yeah. He's in it. You'll find it in I would say I want to say between the 10 and 15 minute mark of the movie, maybe 15 minutes. I'm not really sure. It's one of the two. But Fast and Furious they have some good ones. I met one of the cast members at a convention many years back. His name is Brian T. He played the role of Drift King in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Oh.
Yeah, he played DK. Do you know what DK stands for? Donkey Kong? Drift King.
Donkey Kong.
Drift King, yeah.
What do you mean Drift? And his name is Drift King in the movie. So I met him at a convention. I said, dude, I got to be honest with you. Your performance in the third film is solid, and the third film is one of my all-time favorites. You want to know why? Because it's strictly about who is the best street racer in the world, and that's why I like that movie so much. It's not about pulling off a heist. It's not about stealing electronic equipment, right? It's about finding out who is the best of the best. That's why I like Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, not to ruin anything, but I like DK. I remember that movie. He was my favorite.
Okay, well there you go. I met him. He's a nice dude. If you ever get a chance to go to have you ever gone to a comic book convention before, the two of you, or Comic-Con as they're called?
I've been to a convention.
Question.
Yeah, I've been to one or two.
I've never been to one.
But I haven't been to one recently in the past years.
We plan on going. Do you have any recommendations?
Well, I mean, I would say yes, because I've been going to conventions for 13 years in this business. So, yeah, I've been to a lot. I mean, if you want to start, it's good to start out with a smaller convention, like something that's not too big or too overwhelming, just to get find your footing. But if you go to one of the bigger ones, I think correct me if I'm wrong, I think in Washington State there is it Emerald City Comic-Con, I want to say?
Yes, they just had it.
Yeah, they just had that. Yeah, so I wish I should have emailed you that sooner, but yes, Emerald City Comic-Con is a good place to start since that's in your neck of the woods, because I'm a million miles away on the East Coast while you're on the West Coast.
Right.
But yeah, Emerald City Comic-Con is a good show to go to. I've been to Awesome Con in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., which is a big show. That's a great one. Fan Expo has a number of shows around the country. I go to the one in Fan Expo, Philadelphia, because that's near where I am. But yeah, going to a Fan Expo Comic-Con in your area or near your area would be good. I think there is one in Seattle. Fan Expo Seattle, I think is there.
I know one of them is called SecuraCon.
Oh, Securica. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's that one. So you might want to look into that, and then looking to go into Emerald City Comic-Con next year, Anna.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I would say. But there are plenty of conventions around your area. You just got to Google and check your local listings. Is the best advice I can give you.
Okay.
Yeah, me and a couple of my Navy buddies, we went to one down in LA. I think that was a big one of the. It wasn't Comic-Con down in San Diego, but it was
Was it LA Comic Con? Was it WonderCon?
I think it was, yeah.
Okay.
I think it was. It was in the big convention center that they have down there. It was massive.
Okay, it might be WonderCon or LA Comic. It's one of the two.
Maybe
But
it's LA-Con.
it might have. You're right. So no, yeah, that's a good show to go to if you want. I mean, if you want to do the traveling, but
yeah,
which is a long ways from certain, and that's fine. But yeah, just check your local listings, Anna, Chris. Just see what's out there. There's some smaller conventions you can go to find your footing, get your feet wet a little bit without being too overwhelmed by the atmosphere of what's going on.
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah, she wants to go, so we're gonna look into the SecuraCon.
Okay, well then look at the SecuraCon. Okay, well then look at SecuraCon. It's fine. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've made a lot of
katana.
Yes, exactly. People cosplay these things all the time. It's a tradition, actually, to a certain degree. And there's also costume contests. So
yes,
there are cosplay competitions, so you can always participate in those freely. And there are prizes given out to the first, second, and third place contestants during those events. So you may want to check your local listing, do a little bit of digging there on Facebook or social media. That's what I would do. That's the best advice I can present to you, Anna and Chris. And for those of you who are watching or listening to this right now, feel free to do it. Conventions are fun because there's panels, there's Artist Alley, there's a lot of different people you can meet with. And one of the best things about going to conventions is the networking. I think networking is very important in whatever industry that you're in. So because I've been going to conventions for 13 plus years, I've networked with some of the really best indie creators in the world. I've had them on my show before. Some of them are my closest friends, and that's a great thing about life. I think the more friends you have, the better off you're going to be, and the more connections you have in the industry that you're in, the better you're going to be, the better off you're going to be. And not only that, they're going to go to bat for you when the chips are down. So keep that in mind as you go along. Having a support system is very important in this life, folks. For show. Exactly. So those are the things I've learned by going to conventions. But yeah, Anna and Chris, I would strongly advise you go to conventions together. Be that happily married couple that everybody is just so envious of or jello of, and just rub the Mortal Kombat-ness of it all in their faces. That's the best thing I can tell you to Anna and Chris on this episode.
Yes. I'm here. I'm Ryan. Don't tempt me with a good time.
No, just enjoy yourself. That's one of the other pieces of advice I can give to people who are going to conventions for the very first time and dipping their toes in the waters, as one might say. But we've talked about gaming, we talked about movies and some TV series, talked about some characters that we may enjoy, playing it on a video game console, or maybe checking out in some other way, shape, or form. But I'm just curious, though, Anna, you're in real estate, is that correct?
Oh, yes, I am.
So how did this happen? What made you decide to say, you know what, this is what I want to do here with my career. I want to go into real estate. What made you decide to become a real estate agent or get into the real estate business?
It was just by chance, kind of during COVID. Well, I was an accidental landlord due to the military. So that kind of started it. And I was like, oh, I'd love to learn more about this. Then during COVID, we had a lot of downtime. So I did a lot of reading, listening to a lot of podcasts. And then I got more into it and decided to go after it during COVID. Yeah, so 2020, 2021, I got more on the agent business side of things. Thanks for the question.
Oh, you're welcome. We want to, but we want to make sure that everyone in this studio gets a chance to be heard and answer a few questions for our audience, or for myself personally. So what are the rewards about being in real estate for you? What are the biggest rewards about being in the business?
Being in the business has been so rewarding because it allows me to buy back my time, especially now that I'm officially separated from the military. I can design my own schedule, work with the clients that I want to work with, and have a good referral-based business where I'm working with people that I enjoy and the communities that I want to be and grow in. So that's been super rewarding, and to give back as well. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with real estate.
A lot of fun with real estate. Well, on the flip side of the coin, though, what are some of the biggest challenges about being in the real estate industry?
I'd say the first few months, it was just an adjustment, the language barrier, learning something new, like the learning curve of things. And then now, we're in investment side / like landlord side is just communicating with tenants and making sure everyone's happy, but you're also protecting yourself at the same time. Learning new laws, regulations as they change, even wearing the agent hat. You want to make sure you're in according to every law and every ordinance, every state and city and county. So yeah, there's a lot more that goes into it than people think. So it is a lot. It's easy, but it's a lot of work for sure and very rewarding.
Gotcha. What advice would you give to somebody who's interested in going into the real estate business?
I would say if you're interested in the real estate, find someone you trust or you can rely on from the get-go, like a mentor, someone that can provide guidance for you. Definitely stick close to them. Learn from the mistakes. Learn quickly, be adaptable, and ask lots and lots of questions and take plenty of notes.
So
And
in other
have
words,
fun.
right. So in other words, bring a legal pad, bring half a dozen boxes of legal pads, half a dozen boxes of red pens, half a dozen boxes of black pens. Is that right? So basically just go to your local Office Depot or Staples down the street and just, keep them in business by buying boxes of legal pads and pens, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what we use? Isn't that what they use in real estate? A lot of legal pads and pens are being
Yeah.
tossed everywhere all over someone's desk.
It's kind of laissez-faire. Use stickies, whatever
Sticky
goes.
They're called sticky notes. Yeah, it's okay. We still use them. Sometimes I'll use sticky notes here in the studio if you want to know the truth.
Whatever floats your boat, right?
It's okay. Sticky notes are fine. Or
Yeah,
legal
that's the good
pads.
thing about real estate. You kind of just do whatever you want within guidelines, though.
All right. Well, how has it been for you being in the real estate industry? Because a little behind the scenes story for those of you watching and listening to us at home. Anna and I met each other through the social media app known as Chitty Chatter, also known as Chatter. So I'm just curious, has Chatter been a benefit to you with regards to real estate? Have you been able to meet some new people or get some new clients, or maybe help people find a home or an apartment? Like, how has that been working for you?
On Chatter,
Yeah.
so
social
far,
media.
no, I haven't really been advertising my business on there as much. But we have been in some real estate spaces, met some people in real estate, but no transactions yet. No. But mostly just people like looky-loos and curious, and then people wanting to get guidance and information.
Okay.
But definitely a good learning platform
Mm-hmm.
for education.
Mm-hmm. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I've been on Chatter a few times here and there in different rooms and different spaces and things of that nature. And that's how, like I said before, that's how I met Anna. I don't even remember what room you and I were in the first time around. I think it was, gosh, I can't even remember. Do we remember whose room
It
we
was
were in?
like Biffy's room.
I think it was. Yeah. We met there. We just started, everyone who was in the room at the time just started spitballing ideas or, doing plugs for our business.
Yeah.
Whatever it was that we were doing. And I said, hey, I'm just a simple man trying to make their way in the universe by being a podcaster. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but they're like, no, it's cool. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, well, I do this, that, and the other. So always be promoting yourself, folks.
Yes,
Marketing is very important in whatever industry you're in, whether you're a video
Always
game
keep
streamer like our friendly neighborhood Chris over here, or you're in the real estate business like Anna is. So,
We are in the real estate business together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to discredit you here, Chris. But how's your experience been in real estate?
He loves real estate so much.
Yeah. What's your experience been like? Has it been fun? Has it been rewarding? Or you're kind of thinking to yourself, maybe I shouldn't talk about this in front of a camera? But yeah.
I mean, it's
challenging.
It's that's what it is. No, but like owning a big home and then having like roommates, because when I was stationed down in Nevada, we had a bedroom, 4-bedroom, 2-bath and whatnot. So having other like people that were on base live with you to help pay rent was awesome. It's called house hacking. Love that, because you either pay little to no mortgage because you have all your roommates paying.
That's
too.
Our bread and butter.
And then you got your own home, so you get to do basically whatever you want, and you don't have to worry about, living in an apartment or anything like that, because you have hours and you have to be quiet, and you don't really have like your own space. So that was kind of fun. But since we moved up here, it's kind of, for me, experiencing it with all the different tenants. We've had a lot of headache tenants, and it's just I feel like sometimes we're nice people, and we try to help people out, and I need to get rid of that mindset, unfortunately, because I feel like we've just been walked over, and it's just, when you're too nice to people, they just take advantage. So you gotta put I'll have my happy go face on, doing other things, but when it comes to being a landlord now, it's or investor, you gotta put that hat on, that landlord hat on, and it's
not always fun.
No, it's not always fun, because you got to put your foot down.
Yeah.
Because some people just try to walk all over you.
Yeah. So you guys set boundaries.
Well,
or limits, maybe.
Now.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Limits. Okay. Understandable. I mean, I think I may know one or two other people who are in the real estate industry. It's not an easy thing for them to do at times, especially when you're trying to get documents signed, or some people back out of a deal, or they want to back out of a deal, whatever it is. Certain things come up, right, and they do their best to handle the situation accordingly, right? So it's not an easy thing to do, but just out of curiosity, because when it comes to, if you want to use this as an example for real estate or getting into streaming as a gamer, whatever it may be, what is you've mentioned pieces of advice you would give to people who want to get into streaming their gaming content. You've shared a few things about real estate, but I'm just curious, what is the best piece of advice overall when it comes to just accomplishing your goals or going after something that you want to go after in life that you've received? What's the best piece of advice that someone gave you, whether it was a teacher when you were in school, a family member, a close friend, a former coworker of yours, that you still keep in your mind when moving forward when things get tough?
That's good. I have two things that people always preach is the SMART goal. That one is a really good, the SMART goal. I've been hearing that one the last 4 years, SMART goals. Having those tangible goals that, you're not just out of reach, coming out of nowhere, anything is possible, but within reason, and then make sure you have your reasonable time frame to meet those goals, etc. But then also, what I learned from our mentor Thatch, is you have to be obsessed with what you love and what you want to do in order for you to accomplish it, and you have to become one being with that burning passion of yours for you to really master it. So that's something I live by, which isn't always easy advice to take, because I tend to try different things and be flexible, and that's not always a good thing either. But you never know. You got to kind of just go with the flow sometimes and see where life takes you. That would be my advice.
All right, fair enough. You got anything over there, Chris, you wish to share with the audience?
You asked me the question. I was trying to think, and the only thing that really pops into my head is just Ana telling me, that I can do it, and that I'm smart, and she just motivates me. And so, other than that, I don't really have anything else that anyone said to me before that sticks in my head, other than what she's told me.
What advice would you give someone else?
Mm-hmm.
That would be your piece.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Do your best.
Okay.
You can do it.
Yeah, let's print that on a T-shirt. We'll sell it on Etsy. We'll make a lot of money off of it, the three of us, as a team, by the way, because there's no we're a team, and this is a team effort. And I just want to.
That's right.
People I'm working with. That was a phrase by Brendan Fraser in the comedy Bedazzled from 2000 with Elizabeth Hurley, nonetheless. That was a fun movie back in the day. Well done, Brendan Fraser. Well done. For sure. It's a bit of a rom-com too, if you're into rom-coms. I don't know if you guys are into rom-coms, but if you want to watch a funny, somewhat romantic comedy, Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley is a pretty darn good one. For my money. I'm just saying. But no, it's cool. I completely get it. And those are great pieces of advice. And we thank you both for sharing that with us, for sure. And as we've learned throughout the course of this show, where Ryan is not just a producer and a host, sometimes he has to be the go-between, or perhaps even be a movie/marriage counselor sometimes. I don't know. But I'm doing my best with what I got, even though, let me point this out for the record here on the air, I am not a licensed therapist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just going by the things I learned when I was in college several years ago, for those of you wondering what the heck is going on at home. But this has been a great episode of And I Quote. I want to make that perfectly clear. And I want to take this opportunity right now, right here, to say thank you to Ana and Chris Doehring for being our guests on this week's episode of And I Quote. I believe, if my memory is serving me correctly, this is the second, if not is it the third? I think it's the second married couple we've ever had in the history of this program. So, because I want to give credit to Moana Adams and her husband, who were on a couple of years ago during lockdown. So thank you both for being here, Ana and Chris, for being here. If someone wants to know more about your video game streaming or real estate, they may want to contact you to get we want to get an apartment or a house. We're in Washington. We need some help. Can we call the real estate people? We'll call Ana. And Chris, they'll take good care of you. Where are the best places to follow you both on social media if they want to find out more about the gaming streaming or the real estate side of your business?
Yes, so on Instagram, I am at Anna Liddy, Liddy, and on all other platforms are Chris Anna Love, and then Chris is at Prestigious.
Yeah, Twitch and YouTube is Prestigious. What is that? CHRISTIGIOUS. Yeah. So that's where I am. I don't do Instagram.
Yeah, but Ana Doehring, Chris and Ana Doehring, that's us.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being. I'm sorry, I had to pull a Simpsons on you for a second, but it was great to have you both here. I'm going to speak to you here again momentarily, so don't go anywhere. Feel free to grab some free food and drinks in the non-existent physical backstage area of our non-existent physical studio, because we're doing this virtually, folks. It's called the interwebs. Let's get with it. But it's all good. We care about you both all the same. My name is Ryan of And I Quote channel. If you want to follow the insanity that ensues within my podcasting life, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Follow us across all forms of social media simply at And I Quote channel. That's where you can find all our past shows. We do shows talking about movies, TV series, Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Disney, everything else in between. Check us out there. And I Quote is normally on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then movie watch-alongs are the second, third, and fourth Fridays of each month at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then the Meaning of Fandom is the first Friday of each month at 7 p.m. EST. And our brand new show that we're debuting this year here in the month of March is the Writer Showcase. It drops Saturday, March 15th, which in this case, if you're watching this live right now, it's going to be tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have a great group of writers who are going to be sharing us some advice that we give to aspiring writers, some of the experiences they've had in the past with their writing, and how their writing process works and everything in between. So check that out, the Writer Showcase, Saturday night, March 15th, 7 p.m. EST. Check it out. Also, we're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Once we hit 5,000, which is a great, great, great number, we're going to throw a great big live stream that will include special giveaways that you, the person who are watching or listening to this right now, are going to be eligible to win. Also, we got merch, folks. So in Washington, if it gets too cold, if it gets too rainy, we got hoodies, we got shirts, we got stickers, we got coffee mugs, stationery, throw pillows, blankets, sheets, whatever you folks in the great state of Washington or outside of the great state of Washington would need. We have it for you. It's in our link tree down below in the description of this video. It's also in our social media bios on Instagram and TikTok and a whole bunch of other social media channels. So check that out. Really appreciate it. And everything is on sale right now, folks. So treat yourself, as one might say. Once again, do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified of when the videos go up or they go live. And remember, life is better when supporting indie creators from all over the world. Take a look.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now, it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasmafire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasmafire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
Good morning. Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.